The Odd Pod.
Odd Pod. It's Odd Pod time again. Boris Johnson and Carrie Simon's wedding was allegedly just made up as they went along, like everything else the Prime Minister's involved with, according to Dominic Cummings. Giving evidence to Parliament's Nuptial Select Committee, Dominic Cummings has revealed that the Prime Minister's small and secret wedding was actually down to a complete lack of planning on his part. For such an important life event, Boris was just completely winging it, said Mr Cummings in a gruelling 7-minute testimony. He refused to commit to a venue, at one point saying that he'd just get Chris Whitty to marry them live on television. The chief medical officer had to explain that he hasn't a licence as a wedding registrar. Matt Hancock was in charge of outfits but left it too late to procure any of the required clothing. The wedding dress he purchased from Turkey didn't have a head hole. Carrie ended up wearing one of those white bin liners designed for pedal bins. Invitations were also a complete communications shambles. An announcement was put up on the government website, but no one was told about it. Tourists milling about Westminster Cathedral had to be paid to stay for the ceremony. There were a lot of unnecessary guests. Cummings, who turned down his own evening invite, said the reception was no better organised. The rollout of first courses was pretty good, he said, but guests were told they would have to wait up to 12 weeks for their second course. The whole thing was a disaster. Boris simply isn't fit to be a husband. At this point, the Select Committee ended the session because Cummings wasn't telling them anything they didn't already know. Johnson tied the knot for the third time on Saturday in a move many are insisting is no way designed to stem criticism of his coronavirus response following evidence given by Dominic Cummings to a parliamentary committee. A Downing Street official told us it's perfectly normal for a high-profile couple to get engaged, telling everyone, including the media, they're doing it, and then to get married in secret just days after some pretty damning negative press. I should also point out there is no truth in the rumour that Boris demanded a quickie marriage after someone said he could declare all gifts and loans in the last couple of years as early wedding gifts. Meanwhile, we've gained exclusive access to Boris's wedding vows, which he had drawn on a flashcard next to a childish doodle of some boobs. I, Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson, take thee, the third one, to be my current wife, forsaking most others. To have and to hold from this day forward until such time as it's no longer convenient, for better and only better, for richer and much richer, in sickness as long as it's not one of the bad ones, to love and to cherish till something better comes along, and as long as we both shall live comfortably. Meanwhile, guests who were not invited were told to send cold hard cash in lieu of gifts, or a couple of rolls of wallpaper.
The Odd Pod.
Odd Pod.